Hey there, food fans. Welcome back to the Food for Thought cast with me, your host, Melissa Reagan, and my co-host with the most, Chef Steven Gonzalez. What's up, buddy?
Hi.
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 Hi. So exciting.
I don't
Hi.
remember where I got that from, but
Dude,
I just think it's the best
hi.
thing ever.
Steve and I haven't seen each other in a week-ish.
It's been about a week, yeah.
Yeah.
Which feels like an eternity.
Like an eternity away from you.
Aww.
How was your week, dude?
It was good, productive. Yeah, can't complain. What about you?
Yeah, it was work. And some more work followed by travel.
Now, refresh me. You traveled to
Chicago.
The Windy City.
The Windy City. Not much wind there. Actually, a lot more humid than I thought it would be.
Because of all the tall buildings, that's why. It blocks all the wind.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
Did you go eat at El Ideas?
I did not.
Bucket list. Still bucket list.
Bucket list. So on Steve's bucket list, El Ideas in Chicago. They didn't offer any tastings that weren't at night, and I worked every night while I was there. So.
Yeah. Wow. That happens to me every time I go to Chicago too. So
womp womp.
Yeah. But what'd you eat over there?
Yeah. Okay. So we'll jump right in to the most amazing thing I ate this week was.
I always forget that part. I always forget that. What's the most? I just jump right into what'd you eat.
No, we're doing it. Like, let's go. No, it's fine. It's fine. I like it. I texted Steve. I was like, "Hey, guess what I'm gonna eat?" And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "I'm going to go to a place called Chicago Q, and apparently, it is Savannah style / inspired barbecue." So, it was. I don't know about Savannah, but they did have Carolina style like mustard barbecue sauce. So look, the brisket, it's a perfect amount of bark and fat. It was really, really moist. I got a flight of barbecue meats. So I got pulled chicken, which was really, really great. The pulled pork was a little bit fatty, and I told him to in person. I was like, hey, it could have just been this piece that I got, but like, it's a little bit fatty. I like the bark on pulled pork as well. And the brisket. And then they brought a trio of sauces. One was their spicy, which had a good amount of cayenne in it, and it was really, really good. One was their Carolina, which was the perfect balance of acid, sugar, and mustard. And one was their house sauce that I was like, what is, there's bacon grease in here. And she was like, yep. I was like, oh my gosh, yes, let's go. So
I would have never thought of adding that. It was awesome.
It was that little something where I was like, I just kept tasting it with the meat. It's like, what is this?
Leave it up to someone brilliant from Chicago.
Seriously.
To incorporate bacon fat into
Yeah. So Chicago Q is the name of the joint. And I was telling Steve right before we got on that Meat Church out of Texas follows them on Instagram. If Meat Church is following you, it's either because you're doing something right or they're hate following you. This is only like 2 reasons. But their beans were really good too. The beans had really huge cubes of like salt pork in them, and they weren't too sweet. They had like a nice mustardy tang in the background. Had a like cast iron skillet of those. They had homemade chips, which were really great, and homemade pickles. And I thought, I was like, why are they bringing me this huge bowl of pickles? Like, I don't understand. And I bit into one, and it was a sweet pickle, and I was like kind of disappointed. Because it didn't have all the stuff on it. So like I couldn't tell it was a bread and butter. Like it didn't have all the little floaties. Steve, I ate half a cereal sized bowl of their sweet pickles because they were just sour enough to not be like gross. And then as an appetizer, I got fried green tomatoes with habanero ranch, and those were also legit.
Oh man, that sounds good.
Yeah, I ate 3 or 4 bites of everything and then packed it up to go. And that's a real testament. If your food is good cold the next day out of your hotel mini fridge, then yeah, it was really, really great. So what about you? What'd you eat? What'd you eat last week?
We did a pulled pork, and we had friends over. So of course it was like the traditional pulled pork sliders with your coleslaw, and I took it a step further because like I just am a glutton. So I put like we had queso, and I put that over like the pulled pork and the coleslaw and chips in there, and just crushed it all down. Kind of like every kitchen sink type of a slider. and it was good.
Like
yeah,
it.
so good.
My thing with like sliders is I just want all the different textures. So like I'm a huge fan of like coleslaw on a burger or sandwich or a slaw or any kind of like I like a crunchy,
Yeah.
Like
you got to have really
toasted
bread for some reason. Like like the slider rolls are good, but when they're really toasted, with mayo, dude, forget about it.
Yeah. Really, really delicious. You get that little soft and then it's like crunchy and crusty and
so here's the funny part is I didn't have any kind of like broth or stock or anything at the house, so I cooked it down with like tomatoes. I threw a bunch of bell pepper like pieces in there, garlic, and water, and and then I had like this green chili or like hatch chili like cooking sauce. Yeah. And oh my gosh, for not using like your traditional like stocks and stuff like that, it still came out amazing. Yeah. I'm just so conditioned to always using stocks, and yeah, I couldn't complain at all. I was very proud of myself.
I have to give an update about we talked charcuterie. It was one of my only options pretty late at night in the hotel bar was a charcuterie board, and I'm proud to report that it had no lunch meat. It had beautiful mortadella, capicola, salami, and prosciutto, a really nice stinky blue cheese. It's really great, like sharp English cheddar. I got a Caesar salad, and I was like, the Caesar salad kind of tastes like the dressing is pre-made. However, they really redeemed it with the most perfectly cooked 6-minute egg, like cut in half
nice.
And like seasoned. I was like, yes, this is awesome. Hey, I have to give a little bit of a shout out, Steve. I met a man that had bought a condo across the street from the hotel I was staying in. He was having a drink at the bar. Come to find out, this guy has an Instagram that is never too old to cook. So he's at never too old to cook. He is the most delightful gentleman. So both of the twos are the number 2. So it's like never, number 2 old, number 2 cook. He's the most delightful man. He didn't actually start getting into cooking until he was in his 70s. He photographs everything. He started blogging it. And he does a really nice job. And is just a super passionate individual that really loves to cook and has really figured a lot of things out. So he's kind of a self-proclaimed foodie. Really, really nice guy who it turns out either used to live in Dallas or used to be from Dallas. So super small world, right? And he turned around and followed the podcast on Instagram. So if anybody out there is interested, go give him a follow. He's always cooking something really amazing. So
heck yeah.
Really, really, really nice guy. You can find nice folks everywhere. Man, such a small world. So yeah.
Right. So what you're saying is he'll be joining us as a guest one day.
I mean, I'm just saying it's easy pickings. Like, I'm just saying it wouldn't be terrible to have him as a guest. But really nice guy, really cooked some awesome things. And it is never too late to start cooking or never too late to get into food. So
yeah, agreed.
Yeah, and you don't have to be perfect at it either. So
that's the best part. As long as it tastes good, it's all that matters.
As long as it tastes good and you like it, that's really all that matters.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on who you're asking, because then, like, you get some of those debates going kind of back and forth. Like, is it too late? No, it's never too late. And you have some people who start, like this gentleman, in their 70s, and if they put up a good meal, then heck yeah. But then you have some people who are like, no, that's too late. And, like, again,
or when somebody's like, oh, you didn't make this the way that I make it, so it's wrong.
Yeah, it's so everyone's got like their own position on stuff like that, and it leads, and it can be anything that people debate about nowadays, because everyone just like wants to fight or debate for no reason,
I just want to eat, to be honest.
Yeah,
I just want to eat and listen to podcasts.
So then what are we debating today?
I don't know. I think Steve has the list and he's being coy at the moment.
Well, that was kind of like my segue into it, So
segue.
Debates always happen, and people, you said, if it's not done their way, it's wrong. But then you have true foodies who are always open to embrace. they see both sides, and they're good with both. And
Yes.
so, you know,
Well, look, all over the city, right? In Chicago, people are like, "Oh, have you had the pizza? Have you had the pizza?" I'm like, "Yes, I've had both the kinds of pizza, and I don't like them." Okay,
and you pissed off a lot of people.
that's it. I mean, they were like, "Yeah, to each his own," but I was like, hey, I'm good on pizza. It's totally fine. It's totally fine.
Speaking of pizza,
Yeah, pizza.
here's a very big debate. Do you fold it or do you palm it?
Fold.
What's the right way?
I fold it.
I fold it too. You know, I can't just like have a flat piece of pizza and try to like get it. It's just best to fold it.
So did somebody like in your childhood say this is the way you eat pizza, or like when do you know when it came about that you started doing that? Did you model it after somebody?
I modeled it after watching Ninja Turtles, the movies, because they would fold it that way. And especially if you have like a really big wide piece of pizza, you can't just leave it flat. That's tough. And you don't eat it with a fork and knife. Unless it's
Absolutely
like deep dish.
Not. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another argument for why deep dish is wrong. But
yeah, I mean, unless you got time to just sit down and eat, then you can keep it flat. But otherwise, no, it's folded.
I couldn't tell you. I know that I didn't grow up folding my pizza in half. I can't tell you at what point I started doing it, but it's almost like it's one of those like, did I always do it this way, or was there actually some point where I changed my habit? But now it's just so much a part of the way that I eat it that I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you when or where or why. It just seems easier. It holds the grease in. I don't know.
Well, yeah, like in some movies they leave it flat.
Oh, and then it's like one of these.
Yeah, exactly.
Me, dude. Like I'm like, stop. You're gonna get on your shirt.
But people like gotta eat. People feel like if you fold it, you lose tasting your toppings. You know what I'm saying? So like because it's just sandwiched between cheese and sauce and bread. So you don't get like the flavor of the pepperoni or the mushroom or whatever your topping you got.
There's two practical responses I have to this. First of all, I actually fold a lot of things that I eat because it kind of feels like a taco. And I like tacos a lot. And then secondly, I feel like folding it keeps me from burning the roof of my mouth on the toppings.
I feel like folding it and then just shoveling it into my mouth helps me get fuller faster. But that's not really.
I mean, case, it is also ease of access. Like you can eat pizza a lot faster if you fold it. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. So there's some pizza that deserves to be like savored, and then there's some pizza that you're like, let me just crush like 10 slices of this because it's
true.
Fried. Yeah.
So since we're still on the topic of pizza, pineapple, is it a pizza topping or is it a trash fruit?
You already know my answer. I love pineapple on pizza because I like sweet and savory.
I don't mind it. Yeah, I don't mind it either. I know a lot of people get upset when you mention pineapple and pizza. Like, no, it doesn't go. You know, even Gordon Ramsay once tweeted like, pineapple does not belong on pizza.
Yep.
Anthony Bourdain, have you seen this shit? Pineapple or Hawaiian pizza? I cannot effing believe it. So those are two unpopular and wrong opinions.
That's the thing that I feel like is it depends on where you grew up. I don't know.
I mean,
or how you grew up, you know, like my parents didn't have any designs on what pizza was supposed to be. Not when I was little. It was pizza was easy and fast. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, you know, some people just feel like pineapple just should either be eaten raw or in an upside down cake. But yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it one bit.
Yeah, I don't mind either.
Yeah. But here's the thing though. I feel like if you're going to do it, caramelize the pineapple chunks with just a little bit of sugar, maybe some bacon fat, and that helps it out quite a bit too. I know we've never discussed that, but that was something that when you were talking about like your bacon fat and the barbecue sauce, I was like, you know, bacon fat with pineapple doesn't sound bad either.
I don't think bacon grease or meat drippings ever made anything worse, to be honest.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's you put ham and pineapple together for like Thanksgiving, so why not have a caramelized pineapple
Dude,
on your pizza?
One of the things I love to do in a crock pot is like a Coke, a can of pineapple rings, and you can do like a little splash of like rum. I would never have that in the house. It's nothing against it. I just don't drink it. But you could really do anything that's just going to give it the depth of flavor. But yeah, like the sugar, or you could even do brown sugar. And I know people that do the glaze is like brown sugar, pineapple, and cherries on ham. It's not like an unheard of combination. You know what I mean? Ham and pineapple. Yeah. So like somebody just put it on a pizza. Everybody calm down. Let the people eat what they like.
Otherwise, you're just forcing your opinion on other people, and that's just wrong.
You know what? I like pineapple and pepperoni pizza too, and I like pineapple with jalapenos on pizza. So
minus the jalapeno, I could do it. Okay, so next one, milkshake and fries. Do you dip or not?
Yes, I dip.
I don't.
Would you though? Have you tried it though?
I've done it. Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you dip?
Because salty sweet, always.
I guess
salty sweet's my homeostasis, man. Like I'm always seeking it out.
I mean, so let me ask you this: do your fries have to be really salty, or just like plain old?
They need to be like salty and really crispy. So this to me is like the Wendy's fries with the frosty. Like that's a good combination. It's not just anywhere. McDonald's fries, they just need to be eaten hot and fresh. Like I'm not dipping because I'm sorry, but like McDonald's shakes suck. There's ice cream-esque, material.
That's true.
I don't know. That's
plus the
selective.
Like the salt, I would imagine like enhances the flavor of whatever flavored shake you're having. Like whether it's chocolate, strawberry, something like that.
I mean, did you ever watch Modern Family, Steve?
I did at first, and then like I just got behind on it, and it was too late to catch up.
I don't know. It's worth your time to finish it. It's a great series if you ever get the time. But
what happened with fries and shakes?
Well, no, there's like a running gag in the show about salting your chocolate milk to bring out the flavor of the chocolate. And ever since then, I will take it a little bit further and a little bit further. I mean, people do it all the time, right? They'll put salt on chocolate chip cookies and salt on snickerdoodles and salted caramel, So yeah, like you can do that. But I think that the salt from the fries would make a chocolate shake taste better. Truly.
I think so. But the hot fries and the cold milkshake, I just can't do it with those.
Also, yes. I like it for all the reasons you hate it.
I mean, I've done it before. I'm gonna say, is my computer acting up?
Yeah, it's getting a little freezy, a little here and there. So you've done it. You've done it what?
Well, I mean, I've done it before, but I just don't prefer.
It's not your
dipping my fries in the shake.
I think I'm not going to do like any flavor, right? Like I think there's a lot of standalone shake flavors that don't need the assistance of a hot French fry. I don't know.
Okay.
Like if I go to like Steak and Shake, they'll do like the side by sides, and you got like chocolate peach or vanilla strawberry. I'm not dipping fries in there. But if it's like a chocolate frosty at Wendy's,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not dipping In-N-Out fries in their shake. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm very particular.
What about, okay. So on to the next topic. Yes. Notice how we're spending just a little bit on each one. What's the best way to do a PB&J?
Oh, for me, it's creamy peanut butter and grape jelly.
So, do you feel like it's peanut butter on one slice, jelly on the other, and then smash it together? Or do you think it's best to have peanut butter on both breads and then put jelly in the middle?
I put peanut butter on both sides, but it depends on the bread. If I'm eating healthy fufu bread and the more I spread the peanut butter, the more it's going to damage the structural integrity, like the CD, OD kind, then I'm like, I have to be like a little bit like strategic. But if it's like squishy good bread, yes, you need peanut butter on both sides to keep the jelly from moving around.
I never thought about it. Like I've always just done like
one side. I always overthink it.
But I always have to have toasted bread too. So
Really?
yeah. Oh,
Oh,
you've never
man.
had a PB&J with toasted bread?
I've had
Holy crap.
like a skillet, like peanut butter jelly banana situation, or like
Okay.
peanut butter Nutella. But that's when I want it warm on purpose. Typically, it's cold bread.
I think I got into that because of like, when you get like the frozen PB&J like sandwiches and then
Mhm,
you just throw them in the fryer.
mhm.
Ever since I had that, I'm like, I gotta have toast.
I still haven't done it either. I don't. This is not shade for Uncrustables or carbs. It's just I like to try to make sure bread's a whole grain, and they just
Yeah.
don't. They're white bread. They're
Mhm.
white. It's white bread. I like white bread. Don't
Mhm.
get me wrong, but I want to eat a whole bunch of it. So if I want to eat a whole bunch of something, I have to make sure it's kind of like the best balance of everything.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't. But I can't bring myself to put peanut butter on both sides because I feel like then I'm only having
this
peanut
is
butter.
too much peanut butter.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you like grape jelly guy?
Ooh, I could do grape jelly. Actually I prefer raspberry preserves.
So
Versus like,
preserves with the seeds in it.
yeah.
Oh,
I
you
don't know why.
nasty. You're so nasty. Why
Well,
don't you just drop your sandwich peanut butter side down on the ground? You can get all the crunchies you want. It's so
I'm-
gross.
now that you mention it, I just might just go to the sandbox and do it that way.
I really like grape, but I will eat peanut butter with a lot of flavors of fruit jelly, but it's really, really good with apple butter.
And you say I'm nasty. Come on.
Do you not like apple butter at all?
No, it's good. I don't mind it.
Oh, you like
I just had
pumpkin
to-
though, right? You like pumpkin
do.
butter? So
Sure, yeah.
little pumpkin butter, peanut butter toasted sandwich in the fall. I mean, come on.
Ooh.
I might even mess with that. I don't know.
Well, I think that's a good one too.
Red
What about?
red plum's a good one to try, Steve.
Ooh, I think
With-
I will.
That's good. It's tart enough against the peanut butter. It's really good. It's good contrast.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, well done steak, yay or nay? I already know what you're gonna say.
No. No. Nay.
I'm gonna say nay too.
Does it matter which cut it is for you? Does the cut determine the temperature that you order? Let me
No,
put it like that.
everything's mid rare.
Everything,
rare.
no matter the
Everything.
size,
I
no
don't
matter
care.
the cut.
Don't
Huh.
care.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the best way, honestly, and I was taught this at a younger age, was it's got like medium is the perfect temperature because you're bringing out enough flavor
hmm
and without cooking it out. So by overcooking your steak well done, you're cooking out all that flavor, and then it's just a dry piece of leather. So some people feel like well done's the way to go.
I mean, some people do it for cultural reasons. That's where they were raised. Or they believe certain things about the blood of the animal. Some people do it for religious reasons. Those things I totally respect. But the people that are doing it because they've never had it the other way or don't know better, I don't respect that. Go try it.
The ones that say like I can't have anything under well done because then I'm gonna get sick. You're gonna make me sick. Those are the ones where I'm like, no,
Yeah.
you're not living life.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, it's like we were talking to Chef Hawks when he was on about people believing the pork thing, about pork not being cooked well done. It's just silly.
Yeah. So whenever when you're at work and you have people who order like well done steaks and stuff like that, do you judge them or not really?
No, not really. If you want to spend your money, that's fine. It makes the same money one way or the other, right? Like
That's exactly what I say.
I'm like, that's cool. Now, the thing that kills me though about that is when people go well done but not dry. GTFO on that, please. Stop. Please stop, because well done is dry and there's not another way around it. If you want well done meat that's moist, go get braised, like a pot roast, a beef rib, something like that.
Every time that I had a well done steak in my restaurant or ordered, I'm sorry, I would before I would serve it while it was resting, I'd throw like a little bit knob of butter on there to help.
Yeah,
so
sure.
So the ones that were like, oh, I want it well done but not dry, that was always my way around it, and it helped every single time.
Yeah.
Unless they were like, I can't have dairy and this and that, then you're like, well, I can't help you.
I can't help you. I mean, there's not a lot of things that butter can't fix. Let's just
exactly.
be real.
Yeah.
Let's just be real.
So those are always tough. Of course, like I said, I like my steaks more on the rare side because that's just how I grew up.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, there's a little, if it's like a super thick fillet, I want it closer to medium or like a medium rare plus because it's just sometimes it can be cold in the middle and I don't enjoy that. There has to be something that discerns between a nice grilled steak or like seared or charred steak and like tartare. It can't veer too far to one or the other. But yeah, if it's ribeye, medium rare for sure.
I could see that. Yeah, I don't do like the mid rare plus minus this, and I'm like, mid rare is good. You know?
Oh, excuse me. Well, I mean, they're really not real. I mean, you only got 5 degrees to play with. If you're doing pluses, but I just order medium and I deal with the fact that it might be a little bit overcooked, but it's just the texture of a fillet for me. Now, I'm not ordering fillet on a regular basis. Your girl do be having bills to pay. So if it's a lower end, like a sirloin, I think cooking it a little longer helps. You know what I mean?
I guess. Even a sirloin, I like it rare, mid rare.
Yeah.
I like them thick, you know?
I just want it hot on the inside, though. It's like they got to do it right. You know? Like, you have to flash it before you send it out. Otherwise, it's like, well, the outside's warm-ish and the inside's cold now. And if I don't have mashed potatoes to drag this through, then it's not enjoyable. I don't know.
All right. Next topic.
What is
Oreos. Do you split them or do you bite them?
I split them. I twist them apart, and then I lick all the frosting off one side, and then I have 2 cookies to dunk. That's what I do.
It's scary because I do the exact same thing.
I'm just maximizing the time.
Have you ever done it like where you don't split it? You just eat your Oreos as is? Sure,
but I dip them in milk first.
Okay, I can see that.
It's quite possibly the only thing I've ever used cow milk for besides cereal, like on its own.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the hack where you use a fork to go inside the Oreo and you dip it in the milk so you don't drop it, so you can dip the whole thing without getting your fingertips wet?
I never seen such a thing.
Pretty nifty.
Huh. The only time I'll ever eat like Oreos like whole like that is if I have like the double stuffed ones, and then I'll take, I'll do a double stuffed one and then dip it in milk, and that's the way to do it.
Ugh, Steve,
there's no other way around it. Oh no.
It's fine. Do you have a favorite flavor? Do you like the flavored ones?
They're good, but classic's always the way to go. Like the mint one's good.
The peanut butter ones are really good.
I tried it and I didn't care for it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't care for it. What is it? The double chocolate one or the chocolate fudge one? That one's pretty good. Birthday cake's good.
The birthday cake
all really good.
Pretty good. I'm a sucker for a rainbow sprinkle, so anything birthday cake flavor, I'm in. Like
yeah.
I
can remember being a kid and opening them up and just kind of licking the frosting and dunking my cookies. And people, I remember this one kid gave me a dirty look, like I was doing something wrong. And he goes, "No, you're supposed to eat the cookie like that. That's how it is." And every time I eat an Oreo, I'm like, "You're wrong."
This guy.
Yeah. You're kind of like giving the middle finger, but it's not the middle finger. It's like the other finger, your ring finger. You're like, "No." But
I was actually going to try to do it really quickly to camera. And then I realized like, I'm going to mess it up. So I'm not going to.
Yeah. You just got to shake your hand really fast.
I can't because it doesn't, I can't get it to go up.
I can do it with my left hand, my right hand, not so much. And you're not flipping anyone off. You're just showing them your pretty fingers.
I'm just going to revert to the bad one because my joints won't do that. They won't let me do it.
Right.
But the bird all day long can do. To nothing in particular. I think flipping off inanimate objects when I like stub my toe on them is really satisfying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Great.
You're not hurting anybody. Oreos. Anyway, Oreos.
So moving along.
Screw that kid. He was wrong.
Screw that
you
kid.
eat the Oreos.
Rude. You want to. Yeah,
Rude.
You should have got detention.
Rude.
Yeah. So Sandwiches. Do you cut them in
Sandwiches.
half in rectangles or do you cut them in triangles?
Corner to corner.
Rectangles.
What?
Yeah.
You're sick. You're
It's
sick.
like I don't even know you anymore.
It's like I don't even know you. Really? All your life,
You
rectangles?
Yes, because I don't know. I just always done it that way.
Because you don't even have a reason.
Why do you cut them in triangles?
Because you have more bite surface area. You
It's
get more.
the same size
Yeah.
sandwich.
It is not. It looks bigger.
You're still getting like one sandwich.
Yeah.
I mean, triangles look prettier, but I don't know. Rectangles.
Were
like-
you crust or not?
Oh, I like crust.
Yeah, me
I
too.
don't mind it.
Yeah.
Well, because then you're taking off like more. That's just
Yeah.
you're losing calories. No,
Yeah.
I want all my crust and all my
Oh.
calories.
All the calories. All the crust.
I feel like though with a triangle, when you bite into it, you lose a little more filling if it's like chicken salad or something along those lines. Whereas with a rectangle, you don't. It makes no sense whatsoever, but that's just how I think.
Chicken salad. No, that makes sense to me because you could maneuver it different. Chicken salad I always want in a wrap or a croissant. That's the thing. I don't know.
I can see that, yeah.
I'm never gonna make a chicken salad sandwich at home on regular square bread. Ever. I don't know why. Don't ask me.
I do.
Yeah.
Toasted bread. Yeah, toasted. See?
Weirdo. So
I know. You're the one that has to have triangles. You like to lose your filling. So
triangles.
you lose your filling. Think about it. You do a grilled cheese, you cut it in triangles, you lose a lot of that cheese. With the squares or rectangles, you don't.
Where am I losing it to, Steve?
Out.
The plate? The plate?
Yes.
It's not disappearing into another plane of existence. Like it's not
It's
like slipping
it's-
into a multiverse.
It's like when you clean your socks and you lose the left sock all the time. That's the same thing. It's the exact argument.
Man, I don't know what's happening at your house, but if anything falls out my sandwich, I'm gonna pick it up and recover it.
I mean, I don't have socks in my sandwiches, but still, like it's just
What?
it's kind of like the same thing. Yeah. You lose cheese by cutting it in triangles. I'm just
Heard.
saying.
Okay, got it. Yes, chef.
We're about to start fighting.
We're gonna start fighting over this.
No, you're wrong, man. You're just wrong.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay, this is a big one. And I think I know which way you're going to go. But if I'm wrong, then you're just wrong and weird. Spaghetti. Do you twirl it or do you cut it?
I twirl it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We can stay friends.
Do you break the spaghetti when you put it in the pot?
No,
Yeah.
I like the long noodles
Yeah.
because I twirl it. You get
Yeah.
like a lot of.
But do you use a
Spaghetti.
spoon to twirl it? Do you like
No.
twirl it against this? Yeah, see, I just
No.
because I like no.
I've always felt like that was too bougie for me, you know?
I also don't eat spaghetti in front of other people for that reason. That and lo mein. It's not pretty. If nobody needs to see that. Just saying.
I don't know. I think my mom used to do it where she would twirl the spoon or the fork and the spoon and all that. And I just didn't have that much coordination to do it.
So fancy.
So you just put it straight up and down and twirl, and next thing you know, you have a fork full of spaghetti and a mouth full of food.
Yes.
That's just how I do it.
correct.
I've always
Meatballs
done
or
it that
meat
way.
sauce or both?
Meat sauce.
Not meatballs.
If I get meatballs, then I cut it up into a bunch of little chunks, and then I have meat sauce.
So it's irrelevant.
It's easier that way. I don't know why. Because you get a little bit of meat with your pasta and your sauce and all that. It just makes sense to me. What about you?
I like a classic meat sauce, and I'm probably always going to add mushrooms to it. Like if I'm out.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So good.
And olives and onions and garlic. It's a staple if you do
Yeah.
it that way.
Yeah.
So do you call it a bolognese sauce or is it like just a meat sauce?
No, it's just meat sauce. If I make bolognese at home, it's like real deal onion, carrot, celery, wine, cream, like real.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, maybe not cream. I don't know if that's like real deal or not, but I like a little in mine.
Yeah,
So
I could see that.
I when I make bolognese, it's like you could just eat that. You don't even need the pasta. Leaves.
The pasta's the added bonus.
Yeah, for real.
When you're twirling it
Big
with
piece
your
of bread.
fork. I can't understand like people who cut their pasta though, because then it's harder to eat it, you know, because they're smaller noodles. You can't twirl it, and then
Yeah,
you're trying
it's
to
hard to
bounce
pick up.
it. Yeah, you're balancing that. It's not. I don't get it.
But do you know what I really like with bolognese though?
What's
we
that?
are so far off topic right now, but and now I'm getting hungry. I like bolognese with ziti.
With ziti?
Mm-hmm. And I put cheese on top and bake it. So I go through like the traditional steps of bolognese, and then I put it like on the ziti in the casserole and put cheese on top.
Interesting. So. It's weird. So as much as I don't like zucchini and squash, if you throw a little bit of that into like your baked ziti, I'm all about it. I could do it.
Dude, totally. So depending on the time of the year, like if I'm in the mood for it, right? If I want those things in my spaghetti sauce, I use a cheese grater.
Yeah.
This is extra nutrition.
So then the same.
So then it's primavera. I don't know what to say.
I was gonna say. So then the same argument goes for zoodles. Do you cut them up or do you twirl them?
I don't eat zoodles. That's garbage.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't know.
Fair enough.
They're just a watery mess. I don't like it.
Yeah, a little bit. But if I had to do them, I would do the beet zoodles.
Just eat the boodles.
Boodles.
Beetles.
Yeah. Boodles.
Is that a thing? That's a thing.
Beets. Yeah.
Wow.
You have like your
in a spiralizer.
Your squash spiralize is zoodles.
Does it bleed into everything? So like the whole
dish
ends
up
being
Strange. It's okay. I like beets though.
You could do it with the yellow ones. I bet it would stain though. Still, probably look like you got a bunch of turmeric everywhere. I really adore beets. Okay, so there's this. We're just going down the whole rabbit.
Now you're good and off topic.
So I don't even care. I don't care. Talking about food. It's never off topic. Okay, you can rein it back in a minute. All right, roast a beet, peel it, cool it down, peel it, make it into slices like 1/4-inch thick, whipped cream cheese in the middle, so it looks like an Oreo, and then you roll the exposed side into crushed pistachios.
I was gonna say, so then do you open up your
no, stop
beet
it.
cookie with the cream cheese?
No, shut up. It's like a beet cream cheese and pistachio sandwich, and it makes a really good cold hors d'oeuvre. Oh, so good.
Very nice.
So
do you go with the big beets or the small ones?
The big ones.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. That sounds good.
A little balsamic drizzle. Boop.
So,
anyway, back
next debate. How do you say pecan? Is it
pecans go in pies, and pecans are what truckers use when they can't find a bathroom.
But what if a lot of people from the South say pecan.
They're wrong.
It's a pecan pie.
They're wrong.
Pie.
Pecans are what truckers use when they can't find a bathroom.
Pecan. What about pecan?
No, it's terrible.
Is it pecan?
No, it's pecan.
We're going to be like,
can? No.
Not
P.
I
don't know, dude.
Pecan. I mean, they're good. I love pecans, but
dude, so much.
But is it, like I said, is it pecan? Pecan? Pecan.
I stand by my original statement.
Pecan.
It's pecan.
I mean, I feel like if I wanted people to smell my breath, I would say pecan, you know? But
if there's any like grammar police out there, maybe you can tell us if there's an answer.
I mean, I've heard some people say pecan. SpongeBob would call it peas in a can pie.
I've heard all sort of variations, but I don't know. I think it's pecan.
You know what? As long as you're eating them, it doesn't really matter what you call them.
They're so good.
They are.
You just reminded me that I have half a bag in my pantry, and I think that they're going to make an appearance at dinner on some cottage cheese with some strawberries.
I feel like making pecan butter would be cool.
What about pecan butter?
Well, that would probably taste very tangy, but couldn't help myself.
Stupid.
But yeah, I think that's as long as you eat them, it doesn't matter. Toasted, candied.
What are you putting pecan butter on?
So I could do my pecan butter and jelly sandwiches and raspberry
Yes.
preserve sandwiches.
Okay, sorry.
where I put
So
pecan butter
I'm
on
so
both
sorry.
sides.
I thought you meant like a compound butter. You just mean like a
Oh.
full-on nut butter.
Yeah,
Got
that
it,
butter.
got it. Okay.
I mean, that would probably be good
please.
too. If I was to do like a compound pecan butter, it
I
would
would put it
probably
on
go.
veal.
Oh shoot, that does sound pretty good. I was
some
gonna say like over some
marsala.
trout or something, you know.
Oh yes. Okay. Well, yes.
Some
Not
good
almond butter though.
Buttered. No, I mean you could do almond butter, but
Play on.
I like the pecans. Just see pecans. Now I'm gonna be saying that pecans,
pecan.
pecans, pecans,
Pecan.
nuts.
There's half of the listenership is yelling right now, and the other half is like, "You right, you right."
Well, either way, they're good. Yeah. So, when it comes to your fries, do you dip them in ketchup or do you pour ketchup on top?
I dip them.
Why not pour?
¿Por qué no las dos, Stephen? There is occasion if I'm somewhere that has like the little paper condiment cups, those make me want to hurt myself. Those infuriate me. So if it's a situation like that, then I'm going like ketchup, mayonnaise, mustard. If there's like a pump, like I'm running it underneath.
Yeah.
Yes. If it's like fries in a to-go bag or a little fast food situation, and I have something to dip in, then yes, dip. Mostly dip. I know. I don't have an easy answer for anything, but
I was gonna say I feel like if you're gonna pour your ketchup over the top of your fries, you're just going all in.
They're gonna get cold.
But well, that's true.
Well, look, if it's like chili cheese fries, I'll put ketchup all over them.
Well, I feel like at that point you're running before you're walking. You know, it's a good analogy in my opinion.
It's just a pile of trash at that point. Just a big heap of garbage plate.
But then you get to eat them with the fork.
Yes.
And then you're not so dirty.
Yes.
I mean, it's the same way like if you have loaded fries, it's over the top.
Yeah. So if it's loaded fries, I'm not doing ketchup.
Well, yeah.
It's like
I mean,
cheese, bacon.
Yeah, exactly.
I went ranch.
But like if you do like, let's just say you deconstruct the loaded fries, like you have a cheese sauce. You could put it off to the side.
You could.
Right? And then, but like if you do like the bacon pieces, the green onions, and all the other good stuff that goes with it, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm a dipper myself.
Yeah, same. And also, no, I don't want every single bite to taste exactly the same. So I'm gonna like dip a little bit in ranch and a little bit in ketchup and like a little bit in queso. And I'm like a condiment gremlin.
And then a little bit of mayo, right? For me, in honor of me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I like fries and mayo. The Belgians, that's how they were. The frites.
They were onto something.
Like, that's how they do it.
Yeah. I think I got a good one for you. Okay. And this one I'll never understand. Cereal. Milk first or cereal first?
Cereal first.
Why?
Because then that's how you know how much milk you need. I don't know.
I have never in my life poured milk and then poured cereal in.
Now, okay. There has been an occasion where I only have a finite amount of milk. So that's where I'm like, okay, if I pour too much cereal, it's going to ruin the roof of my mouth. It's not going to be enough. You know what I mean? Like these Fruit Loops are going to rip the top of my soft palate off if I don't have enough milk. So I have to pour the milk out first to gauge how much cereal I can eat. But that's few and far between.
You know, it was funny because I was talking to my mom about this yesterday. Well, not like this, but we were talking about eating cereal. And she was telling me when she was pregnant with me, she would have like cereal with bananas and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling her, you know, to this day, my favorite cereal is still Life cereal, Cinnamon Life cereal.
So
and
Steve, where'd
the
you go?
thing with that though is you will instantly, you know. And
Steve, say it one more time.
My computer's acting up a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Cinnamon Life cereal.
We can edit that out.
No, it's
Yeah,
fine.
you pour milk in there and it instantly gets soggy. You know?
Yeah, you almost have to like pour it while you're eating it. Look,
But if
that's
you
how
have a banana with it,
that's how I
it's
feel
good
about
too.
Chex. Like,
Yeah,
I really
can see
love.
that.
I will destroy a box of Chex, but it's like you have to eat them right away. You have to have the milk on the table, like to eat them, or you
Yeah.
have to stand over the counter.
I haven't had Chex in a while. But yes, I agree with you 100%. Like they get soggy instantly. But my favorite part is the bottom of the bag where all like the sugar crystals are. That with some milk,
Yes.
I'll lose a toe for that one.
Let's
That's
go.
cool. And then you add a banana to that, and it's even better. Oh, like what I used to do when I was a kid. I always loved the end of that. So anytime that we had life cereal, like I would always hide it so that way I could eat it all. And
Oh my gosh.
oh yeah, no, because you can't let your brother or your sister eat the last of the life cereal. It doesn't work that way. So we would have bananas, and I would just kind of like roll my bananas in all that sugar and whatnot, and eat it that way.
Stop.
Holy crap! That was
That
like my
sounds
favorite
so
ways.
good. Where in the
No-
world were you hiding an entire box of cereal as a tiny Steven? In your
in the back of
house?
the pantry. Well, you kind of just find places to hide them, and
Okay.
pray to God no one finds them. Granted, they're not very well hidden, but you know you have to.
My
be
mom's.
creative.
This isn't like throwing shade or anything. My mom's pantry is tiny. She still lives in
Uh-huh.
that same house that we basically grew up in since like kindergarten. It's tiny. There's no hiding anything in there.
Unless you just take it to your room.
You're just like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I had shoved a box of cereal, maybe my mom can answer this. I don't know if I actually did this or not. If I had taken any food into my room and tried to hide it under my bed, she would have whipped me into next week. So,
My
because it's
parents would have
gross.
just been like, well, my parents would have probably just said, just make sure you clean up after yourself. Why do you have this in here? You don't need this.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Because I'm
Brownies.
keeping it safe
Go
from you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I
are we
wanna
gonna have
eat
a?
this.
Is this a nuts? No nuts?
No. Edges or centers?
Edges.
Edges too. Crisp.
But it's not for the reason you think.
Why?
It's because if they're frosted, that's where more frosting is on the corner piece. Because I like sugar a lot.
I feel like it would be in the center though. Like
Yeah, it depends. If you get frosted in the pan and then lift it out, you're kind of like equal. But if somebody like turns them out, cuts them, and then frosts them, you kind of have that whoosh off the
okay,
edge.
I could see that.
Like it's extra frosting.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
I like the chewy. I'm a corner lasagna girl too. I want the chewy, crunchy,
I do too. Yeah.
and mac and
I
cheese.
don't mind a center, but it's
Yeah,
good.
I want the edges, the mac and cheese.
Okay. I don't ever make like I don't. I
You're
just
gonna bake it.
put it all in a pot.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It depends. That's the way I prefer it. That's what I was raised with. But every now and again, I'll do some nice buttered cheese breadcrumbs.
I don't know. I always just like raw brownie batter too. So there's also that. It's good as is.
I can't tell you. I can count on one hand the times I've made brownies from scratch as an adult. So that's not to say that I was making them from scratch as a kid either. It's just it's one of those things that Ghirardelli makes a really, really good brownie
Scratch
mix.
out of the box.
And you can buy a 2-pack at Sam's. And then I worked at a place where we were using that mix and putting instant espresso and chili powder in it.
Damn.
It was all the depth, all the umami. Freaking good. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And then just pour ganache on it.
That
Shoot.
is making me hungry.
Yeah. What are you having for dinner tonight, Steve?
Not too sure yet.
Mm.
Not sure yet.
Do you have options?
I do so well whenever the days that I work, but on days off, like I eat just bad.
Crap.
So yeah.
What's
So
bad?
we'll probably go have pizza.
Oh, pizza sounds
Yummy,
great.
delicious pizza.
Yeah. At your friend's place?
Different one today. We're gonna try a different one.
Like a new
Recommendation.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, it's been around for a bit.
New to you.
New to us, yes. Last debate. Ice cream. Do you lick it or do you bite it?
Since you didn't ask, I'm making beef burritos for dinner. All right, anyway.
Where are my manners? I'm so sorry about that.
He's like, yeah, you interrupted me in the middle of a bit. Shut up. All right, ice cream. What was the question?
Do you lick it or do you bite it?
Bite it.
Do you dip your burritos in there? No, I'm kidding.
Hell no, gross.
We're just on a mission to get
Even
sick.
I have limits. Okay.
It depends if it's
Oh,
It's a ice cream
Steven's
cone?
poor
Like-
Midland internet today, I think.
I know, usually it's you.
Usually
But-
it's me. I got mine fixed.
No offense.
All right. So if it's what?
Okay.
What does it depend on?
If it's an ice cream cone, I'll lick it. But if
Ah.
it's scooped into a bowl, I'll bite it.
Does it matter if the cone is like soft serve or regular ice
I
cream?
like soft
scoops?
serve. I like soft serve
Yeah?
way better.
Swirl,
Yeah.
chocolate, vanilla, or swirl?
Ooh, both.
Swirl. Oh my god. Yes.
Yeah,
Let's go. Let's go.
yeah. I feel
want
like we're
ice
not
cream.
really right. So you said you lick ice cream or
No,
you
I
bite it?
I bite it.
Okay. I'm afraid to bite it because I have sensitive teeth. So that
Oh.
extreme cold is just gonna make me like, tense up.
Life is pain, Stephen.
Okay, Edgar Allan Poe.
Nevermore. All right. What's next?
I feel like we've been debating for about an hour, and even then, it hasn't been much of a debate because
That's
we've
okay.
agreed on a lot of this.
No, there's a lot of things that we agree on, or we can at least see both sides, that's the whole thing about food, man. Is like it's not right or wrong.
I feel the next round that we decide to do for food debates, we have to take like one person takes one side, one person takes the other,
Yeah.
and go.
I can't if it's the wrong side, I can't defend it. I can't do it.
But that's part of the fun. Like you cutting your sandwiches in triangles, you're wrong. That's the wrong side.
This
See?
is feeling very much like a left Twix, right Twix argument.
Left Twix.
Oh my gosh.
Because I'm left-handed. Yeah, so eating a right Twix, I can't do it with my right
They're
hand.
the same.
So you say.
They're exactly the same. Maybe that's what they want you to think.
Maybe they just twist them around so that way it looks like right and left, even though they look identical.
Yeah, buddy.
That's smart marketing right there. There's
Indeed.
marketing.
Marketing. So smart.
See?
Steve, what are your so this pizza place you're going to tonight? What do you think? Have you seen the menu yet? Let me ask you this, before you're going to go to a place that you've never been to, do you read the menu and decide before you get there?
It depends on the place.
I do.
If it's a pizza place like this, I'm usually like, okay, let's just get mushroom pepperoni. We're good.
Mm-hmm.
But I have checked out the menu. It's a place called MD Pizza. And I've been there once, but they have new owners. And I've heard a lot of good about it. So we're going to find out.
Nice.
But yeah, it's not De Casa because De Casa is one of my favorites. Unfortunately, they're not open for dinner. So, that and that's kind of shame on me for not going there for lunch. I had my opportunity and I blew it.
You blew it.
So,
You ruined everything.
but you also have to try different places because you're supporting local businesses, A, but B, then you can compare.
I mean, when I get to Raleigh, there's going to be a lot of eating.
Oh, I bet.
There'll be a lot of eating.
So explain your burritos.
Stay tuned for that. Oh, my burritos are absolutely nothing special. What am I doing? There was a stew meat on sale.
Yes.
I dropped it into. I bought it was like a 2.5 pound, or quite a large package, more than I would usually buy. I'm going to. I kept it thawed. I'm going to use half to make dog treat, and then haters gonna hate. I don't even care.
That's
and then,
of you.
huh?
That's
Yeah. Well,
nice. Yeah.
well, more on that in a minute. And then the other half, because a pound of meat for a single gal for burritos, that's going to go a long way. So I dropped maybe a pound and a quarter into the crock pot this morning with a taco ranch packet. Not taco, not ranch, but they make it together. Taco ranch, and a can of Rotel, and I'll drain everything really good and shred it up, and then I'll drop a frozen guajillo chili into the juice and burr mix it, and then it's gonna go into burritos and into the air fryer.
So it's kind of like you're making birria to a certain
Pretty-
extent.
Pretty much, without all the, I didn't do any of the legwork with like the bay leaf and the onion and the.
So what you're saying is you're working smarter, not harder.
She be lazy. She be lazy sometimes.
Otherwise known as working smarter.
So the other part, the dog treats, right? I do find the meat that's on sale, and I braise it down in water because dogs can't have onions, they can't have garlic. I will blend the entire thing, so it's just like a very thick, shreddy meat broth, for lack of a better word. I put fiber powder in it, and like vitamin supplements, because my dogs they like treats. They don't like medicinal treats, if that makes sense. Like there's all sort of things out there for your dogs. They're like supposed to make them poop better and like supposed to make their coat shiny, and they can smell that stuff a mile away. They want real treat. They want like a milk bone.
Yeah.
That's whatever. So I put that stuff into this kind of like, super thick meaty broth. And then I freeze it into ice cube trays, and I use a milk bone as the handle for it's like a little popsicle.
Nice.
So I get a lot of bang for my buck with that, and I know exactly what's going in it, and it doesn't cost a ton. So
man,
it's nifty.
I bet your dogs love you.
They love me. My God, they almost killed me when I came in the door last night. Early this morning, it was about 12:30. Thank you, airplane delays.
Right.
So, yes, they immediately knew. When I stepped out of the Uber, they were like, I could hear them going crazy in the house. I thought they were going to take out one of my eyes. It was wild. So it's nice to be loved. It's nice to be loved.
Yes,
so
definitely.
It's nice to be loved. And then about 30 minutes after that, they were like, let's go to sleep. It's like, where have you been? Basically.
You're back. I'm happy.
You're back. I'm happy. It's time for bed. Thank you. You were late.
Exactly.
And then this morning they were like, we love you, and now feed us and walk us. I was like, okay, great.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Settle back in, just like nothing ever happened.
Exactly.
Feed me, walk.
It's called
Steve.
routine.
Steve, enjoy that pizza, man. It's gonna be amazing.
You enjoy your burritos.
You got to tell me all about it next week.
Definitely.
We gotta go, Steve. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.